Hi everybody, and thanks for coming back and joining me out here in the shop, Barely Running Garage. I'm Gibby. This is the old Ford. Today we're getting after the heater core. We're going to dive into pulling out the heater box and replacing this so it's not leaking on the new floor that we put in. We're going to start under the hood. We've got 3 7/16 nuts to take off, 1 5/16 for your ground wire. The orange wire had been plugged in. This is the signal for the blower motor. Controls your speed and tells the blower motor to turn on. So we'll get all this unhooked and then we'll jump on the inside. Last one down behind on the firewall right here. We'll get that one out too. I'm just going to throw the 3 nuts in a Ziploc bag and leave it right here on the fender, so that when we go to install it, they're right here. Now, on the inside of the truck, you don't have to take the front of the dash apart, but I am going to take it off. I have other work we're going to be doing eventually. So we're going to get this out of the way. Screws on the top, and then 4 bolts on the side. We'll get in there and get after it. Once again, I'm just going to keep the screws and the hardware in a bag so I know what they go to. I don't have a stubby screwdriver, so I'm just using a 1/4 inch ratchet with a 1/4 inch socket and number 2 Phillips to get at the ones that are over here in the corner. We got all the screws out of the mounting holes up here on the top. We are going to have to take the headlight switches out, probably just unplug them, and then we'll get at the bolts up inside. We're also going to take the key switch out, this little cover for the steering column here. We'll get all that out of the way. Okay, what we're going to work on, reaching my hand up through, we're going to get this bolt right here out. It's just a 1/2 inch. Here's the first one out. We're going to take this bottom cover off. It's just 2 Phillips head screws. Down in back of the dash bezel, there's a couple tabs right there. We're just going to push these in towards the front, towards the motor. I'm just going to drop that out. We'll set that off to the side. Now we're going to get these 2 bolts right here out of the way. There's a nut and a bolt on the back, so might need a wrench. I got lucky, it came right out. Now let's get the other one. Got one more bolt left right down in there. So what we're going to do is with a swivel or wobbler or universal, whatever you want to call it. We're going to come in through the dash right here and see if we can't get that out now. Pretty loose. Swing this up and out. Let's see what we got. What else we got on hook? I'm going to pull the plug on the ignition here and just leave the tumbler in the dashboard. I'm going to try and do the same with the windshield wiper and the headlight switch. So headlights and the windshield wiper have these little nuts on them. I can't get at the plug, so I am going to take these out. Just try not to damage them. They do work, so I don't want to have to replace them. So we'll see if we can't get them out. Once you get a certain distance, you should be able to get it with your fingers. There we are. I'm just going to pull that straight out. I'm going to put the nut right back onto it. I don't want to lose it. I'm just going to let it hang. The headlight switch has got me a little bit more nervous. It looks like it's definitely got some corrosion built up, but we'll see. The Leatherman's really not the tool for this. These are indexed more for a spanner wrench or and a pinch, a screwdriver, but these work pretty good. So it seems like it's coming off actually a little bit easier. All right, it does look like there's a bracket that held the two of them together. This pulled all the way out of the light switch here. So I'm just going to put that back in so I don't lose it. And that should be all the wires. Anything else that I've put on since I've had the truck, I'll just cut it. So we're going to try and slide the dash out now. All right, I'm going to just try and slide the dash up and out of here. That one out of the way. There we have it. Got that front dash removed. Lets me get in all the wiring for when I'm ready to do that. But more importantly, here's your heater box. So what we're going to do, obviously the heater's already disconnected. I'm just going to undo these. Just going to undo the springs here, loosen these screws up, unplug the wires, and we're going to pull that out. I'm going to take the screw all the way out so we can get this bracket off. I'm going to put the screw right back in. Then we'll just pull the spring off. It just comes right off. Okay. Now, I'm going to call this centered. And on the heater, it's going to the on the heater, it's going to the bottom right here. So I'm just going to scratch B right next to this. And then that way there, I know that this control went to the bottom on the heater control, and then we're going to repeat the process on the passenger side one over here. Same deal. I'm going to take the screw right out. That loosens up the cable. Pull that right out of the way. And we're going to put the screw right back in. And I'm going to scribe this one with a T. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the heater relay. Just going to get that out of the way. Now we should be able to just work the box out like so. This spring was just hanging in there. I'm not sure what that goes to. All right. Well, we've got the heater core out. You can see the old insulation pad here. And where some critters have been living. We're going to bring this over to the bench and we'll get into this heater core. All right, so we've got the blower motor and the heater assembly all up here on the bench. We're going to take these 4 5/16 screws out, see how bad it looks. Pull this insulation. This insulation is just between the firewall. It helps keep your exhaust gas and everything from coming into the driver's compartment. Get our back plate out of the way, and it's crusty for sure. Let's see if we can get this. Yep. Let's get a scraper and maybe a pair of gloves. Okay, so I got a scraper. We'll just get all this old gasket material and everything out of the way. You can see it's jam-packed right on it. Well, all the years of gunk and grime, this thing just doesn't want to come out of its home. I'm not sure. I'm not worried about hurting it because I already know it's leaking. You just gotta work with it. There we go. Slowly coming out. Ooh. That is nasty. Get you in here and get you a look at it best we can, and we'll get the shop back on it. Maybe even take the blower motor off just to get in there a little bit better also. All right, I'm gonna put gloves on for this because there's a lot of this mouse house in here, and you really don't want to be touching that with your bare hands. So we'll get it vacuumed up, we'll get it cleaned out the best we can. We may have to even get a new heater relay, but let's get it all vacuumed up. Just gonna pull the blower motor off and see if there's anything in here. I'm sure there is. So the two studs that were coming through the firewall also go through into the housing, and they help hold the blower motor on with two of the 5/16. So we'll get these out of the way. It's just part of it. You let something sit for 20 plus years, all the critters decide that it's their home, and they really do try to make it their home and move right in. Now I want to be careful with this because last I knew the blower motor still worked, and this one has the plastic wheel. So I don't know if I had to replace this, if it comes with the squirrel cage or not. It does have a little clip in here. It squeezes down so you can change this out, but I'm just gonna be careful and try not to damage it. We're gonna set that right off to the side. Oh yeah. Their house, they had a condominium. It wasn't a house. It was full on condominium. So we're gonna get this vacuumed up. going to go ahead and pull the heater relay out. I think what's going to happen, I'm going to have to pressure wash this, I think. I'd like to get it more cleaned out than what it is. Just because, like I said, you don't want to be breathing this stuff in. You don't want to be touching it. So we can, and that's probably, this might be shot anyways. But that's what I'm talking about. Lower resistor relay. Just springs, the spring changes the way the voltage throws through to the amperage. And I believe these do get hot, and I don't know if you can see, but it's just gummed up with stuff. So for the peace of mind, we'll probably just replace this so we don't give it a reason for anything to catch on fire. And we're going to pull this outer box off real quick. These are just Phillips heads. This goes right into the vent, which would be right behind the blower motor on the passenger side. After seeing all this, I'm debating on pulling the rest of the ductwork out of the truck. Duck like quack quack, or is it duct? I think it's duct, but either way, I'm not an HVAC guy. As you can see, we just got more crud in there. We get this washed up. Just set that on the bench. There you have it. These are your blend doors, the lever. I don't know if you can hear this. And this one here feels like it's locked right up. So yeah. Oh, there it goes. We got to move. So yeah. Gonna have to think on this for a minute. This might have to be pressure washed out, cleaned up real good. I'm also thinking cleaning this up and just painting it. It's not rusted through. It does have just a surface rust on it, but get it cleaned up and, you know, last another 40 years would make me happy. So, all right. So I got a tub right here. We're just going to soak the heater box right down in it. Just a soapy solution of Dawn dish detergent, because that'll help cut through the grease, and hopefully everything else that's in there, and we'll let that sit for a while, and then we'll come back to it. With the old one out, we want to set this up on the bench, and I mean, it's just hammered. You can see where the old insulation melted all the way around it. I don't know if that's from the years of being in the truck, or the truck did overheat a few times. So we'll just match it up to the new one. The old one's a brass or copper. The new one's aluminum. So we'll just set them side by side. Compare the heights. The aluminum one actually looks a touch smaller, which isn't going to be a big deal. It does come with the insulating strip to go around it. Protects the plastic when it's inside the housing. So we've got the heater box soaking. Hopefully we can get rid of some more of the debris that's on the inside of it that the mice left. And once we get that cleaned up, we'll start putting it all back together. All right, so we've let it sit overnight, and we'll drain it out and hose it off really quick. Definitely looks better. Definitely smells better too. All right, we have the heater box all cleaned up, so I'm just going to wire wheel it really quick. We'll throw some black spray paint on it just to keep it from rusting anymore while it's in the truck. Hopefully I never have to pull this back out or see it again. So we'll get it cleaned up. We're just going to wipe it off really quick. I'm just using a glass cleaner just to get off all the dust and everything. Just got her cleaned off. I'm not trying to bring it down to a perfect finish by any means. We're just down and dirty throwing some paint on it. So grab some paint, we'll get it painted up. Just using the Rust-Oleum high heat ultra for grills and cookers and stuff. It's just what I have. It's not because I needed it for any high heat application, even though there is heat here. It's just what I grabbed. Could do the same thing with the cover for the actual heater core itself. Just gonna scrape this off with the trash can, knock it down, and give it a coat of paint. And there we have it. Just a little bit of rust prevention on it. We'll wait for these to dry and we'll get the heater core put in. All right, it's been a little bit. We're gonna throw the insulator onto the heater core here. I'm just gonna peel back a little bit to get it started. I'm gonna start right from the pipe end. Just wrap it right down onto it. I'm gonna follow the contour because I know there's extra. Just keep pulling the paper as we work it. We're just gonna keep coming. Kind of putting a little bit of pressure on the insulating strip itself. Laying it flat. I'm just trying to keeping it within the width of the heater core. I don't want to be too far one way or the other. Just smoothing it as I go. Now you could cut it here because I do have the extra. I'm going to bring it between the pipes so that it just makes a complete loop. Just preference. Nothing saying that you have to do that or not. I could even cut it so it doesn't hang up on that pipe, but I'm just going to run it right around, right back on top of itself. There we go. And that's what we got. And then we just want to slide it back into its home, where hopefully it rests for the rest of its time. All right, and there we go. We've got it sitting down in there. It's flush across the surface. good to go. We'll just get the cover and we'll set the cover back on, put the insulator on it, and then this is going to be it for this right now. I don't want to put the heater box back in right yet because I think next what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling the box off, the hood off, and I think I'm going to start on the wiring and it's getting a whole new wiring harness. From tail lights to headlights. I'm going to try and replace everything because a lot of the wires are either corroded, junk, chewed up, or when I got the truck when I was 16, 17, 18, using them little T connectors and just jumping wires to put stereos in it and everything else that teenagers do. It's the wiring harness has had its life pretty much beat up. So we've got a new wiring harness. We're going to be putting that in. Let's get the cover. So we just set the cover back on the same way we took it off. It's just going to sit on there. Grab our 4 screws. Which these were the 5/16. We're just going to thread them back in. I'm going to keep the heater blower motor out for right now. I'm not putting the resistor in either. Like I said, this isn't going back in. I want to test the blower motor, make sure it works. If it doesn't, we're going to have to replace it. I'd rather do it now anyways because you'd have to take all this back out anyways. Don't forget, before you put these back into the truck, put your little isolator sponge back on there so it helps keep the exhaust gas out of the cab. And that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I know this one was a little bit longer and broken up, but you can absolutely do the heater box without having to take the front dash out. The only reason I did it, like I said, is I have other work that's going to be coming up. It was way easier once the dash was out of the way, just to be able to reach in there and see you're not laying up underneath the dash or anything like that. But 100% I could have just done it. The 3 bolts on the firewall, cleaned everything up on the inside, unhooked the heater cables, pulled it down and out. Now, I know if you have an AC truck, there's a huge box inside the engine compartment that I haven't personally worked on, but I know that it is more of a pain to get that out of the way. So for doing the heater box, that's going to be it for right now. When we put it back in after the wiring harness, we'll go through the steps, and hopefully we won't be putting a new blower motor in it. We are going to be doing the heater relay only because I don't trust this one. Not that this is hard to do. You could easily do this while it's inside the truck because this is on the front at the floorboard. 2 bolts, pull it out, swap out the new one. But like I said, I'm not in a hurry to put it back in right now. It's still early January. The truck won't be coming out again until probably April or May. So thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I really appreciate if you could like, comment, follow along if you enjoy it. And I do try to get back to anybody that comments. Thanks everybody, and I hope you have a good day. We'll see you next time.